Magnetic resonance imaging. It's a technology that's been around about 30 years. Sooner or later, you're going to need such a test because it's become such a useful tool. When that day comes, you're going to want to know about First MRI. Think First MRI first. Here, follow me inside and I'll show you what I mean. One of the things that makes First MRI so different from other operations is that they have more modern equipment and better expertise for dealing with difficult cases. You're not going to meet a better expert than Dr. George Wright, so welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
What can you do that's different?
Well, First MRI has a number of features which make them unique among all other MRI centers in the area. For instance, we have a scanner that's twice as powerful as any other scanner in the region. The significance of that is that we can scan patients more quickly than any other scanner can. Perhaps more significantly, we have improved image quality. This can be particularly important in evaluating patients with subtle abnormalities in the brain. The high resolution of this improved image quality results in high quality images of joints such as the ankle or the knee or the wrist, so that most orthopedic surgeons prefer the images they get from our center to any other center.
Now, First MRI is able to take some difficult cases, pediatrics for instance, or people with special problems that others can't, may not have the expertise on staff to be able to handle.
That's correct. We provide pediatric sedation for young children who otherwise might not be able to be scanned. We have a pediatric intensivist in the scanning room monitoring the patient during the entire procedure. Similarly, we provide general anesthesia for those adult patients which otherwise might not be able to be scanned because they're too confused or they're in so much pain.
So cardiac care in MRI patients, that's a specialty as well.
That's correct. Cardiologists are increasingly recognizing the value of MRI in evaluating their patients. Specifically, patients with complicated anatomic variants can be well seen on cardiac MRI. Additionally, cardiologists are increasingly using MRI scans of the heart to evaluate cardiac viability in patients who've had a previous myocardial infarction. No other scanner in the region is providing this service.
Yeah, to say that this is brand new technology and use of technology is an understatement because you're on the cutting edge of all this.
We certainly are.
One of the things that makes First MRI first is they were first. Experience is one of the most important things you'll find at First MRI. Nobody knows that better than their technical supervisor, Kathy Merrithew. So welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you, Bob.
You're first. You were here first.
That's right. We've been here since 1985. So among all the technical staff, we have 140 years worth of experience there. So we've seen just about every situation you can imagine, and we've seen thousands of patients, obviously.
Well, you haven't seen me, and that was my mistake. I had a kidney stone once. And I will tell you, if I ever have another kidney stone, I want to be taken care of now, as fast as you can get me in.
And that's a good thing about this center. We see everybody within 3 days of the referral, and certainly a lot of patients and practitioners know in the area that we have a policy where if you call the same day, we'll get your patient in that same day. So it's good for people who want a quick answer.
The way the healthcare industry is going, some costs have changed, prices have changed. The leaders on this is now First MRI. So welcome, Anthony Berry.
Thank you, Bob.
Now, you can save people money because the way healthcare is paid for these days and what insurance companies are doing transfers more of the cost to patients than it used to.
Oh, absolutely. You know, several years ago, insurance companies were paying 100% for diagnostic procedures. Now they're pushing that cost back onto the insured member. So you've got patients that have significantly higher deductibles, higher co-pays, greater co-insurance responsibilities, and that really is where First MRI can save those patients money.
Now the difference is that First MRI is independent. Now a lot of operations may have to spread some costs of record keeping or bad debt charity care among their patients. First MRI is independent from that because you're an independent company.
That is correct. We are, even though we are located on the campus of Eastern Maine Medical Center, we are not part of Eastern Maine Medical Center. We are what's called an Independent Diagnostic Testing Facility, an IDTF. And all we do is MRI, and that's how we help keep our costs down.
And since all your costs are in-house and you know what they are going in, you can actually control those better than a lot of affiliated operations.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the things that we are able to provide is if a patient is being referred here, if they want to call and let us know what they have for insurance, we can actually tell them before they come what their financial responsibility is going to be. A lot of other facilities, if you call and ask that question, they'll tell you how much they charge for the service, but they can't necessarily tell you or won't necessarily tell you how much you're going to actually have to pay out of pocket, and we will do that for the patient.
And now the more people are paying more money out of pocket, it matters more than it ever did to go to a place that can save you money on a diagnostic procedure you need. And First MRI does that.
Absolutely. I would encourage any patient that has to have a significant procedure like this done to shop around, and I can guarantee that if they call First MRI, we will be the lowest cost.
So think First MRI first.
Absolutely.